Hello everybody, this is Steve with TGN All Odds, and I'm bringing you how to tank with Bard. Now I already had a Bard at level 21, which is my main, but I decided to level up this dude to level 12 as quick as possible. Why level 12? Well, it was gonna allow me to get enough points to do the XAES dungeon as good as possible with the group that I had. You know, I never tried tanking with a Bard. I knew it had the acoustic barrier, which is a defensive. It absorbs a ton of damage, and they miss a lot when you're in it. So really, when you're in it, they miss, and you dodge, and you absorb. So it seems like they don't tell you that they miss a lot and that it absorbs a lot, but basically, it protects you a ton because they miss and you dodge. And when they miss and you dodge, it does not count for the absorbed. The amount of absorb that your acoustic barrier can take. So it defends you pretty well. Now I'm just gonna talk about the spells real quick, and then I'll get into the dungeon that I ran as me tanking, and I'll talk more about how those spells will work for your advantage, and maybe some future spells for you to go for, and rubies to use, and what you might want to sort of get within gear. Yeah. Now, as the spells, I had 3 spells right now. I ran this dungeon with 3 spells. The main spell, which is Dissonance, which is the spell you get when you first start off. That's your spell. It's basically this right there. Now this will attack an enemy within sort of a yard radius, a 20-yard radius of you. So if you want to attack that bug behind you, it's not going to attack it because you're out of line of sight. It's one of those line of sight abilities that you have to be facing your opponent to hit them. Now the next one is Allergy. Allergy is basically a passive ability, sort of that you don't have to keep hitting it to do damage. It will do it automatically. For example, hopefully this guy don't die. See, there you go. I hit him once for 51, but my Allergy, once he hit me, hit him for 63. Now I'm not too sure if it does it when they're hitting you, because I know it's, you know, when they're attacking you, but it attacks every hostile enemy, meaning not red, meaning that they're trying to kill you. Basically, it does certain amount of damage, so you want to max that out, as well as acoustic barrier, because acoustic barrier is your defensive, and I'll talk to you guys about that right now. But Allergy is your main damage source right now, as my level, because it costs no energy, so you can have it active all the time, and it does a substantial amount of AoE damage to each and every hostile enemy that's attacking you. So in dungeons, you'll have maybe 3 or 4 dudes at once that you have to kill. Now, Allergy is able to put out damage to each and every single one of them. It does not, that I know of, it does not have a limit to how many enemies it will hit, of hostile enemies it will hit. I'm not too sure if it's per second, or if they attack you, then they get hit. Sort of stuff like that. I'm not too sure of that, but it's one of your main things you got to do. Whether it be 1 second is still very useful, because I don't believe it's 1 second, because 1 second is a little bit too long, but it pulls out a substantial amount of damage. Now your acoustic barrier is your main defensive spell. When you're gonna be pulling in dungeons, you're gonna have to end up doing one of those, and they'll rush at you. You know, you wanna be able to pull them with sort of with your dissonance, and then pop your shield up. But of course, you must have your elegy up because you're not going to be putting out damage while you're in your acoustic barrier. Much damage, anyways. And then if you're not putting out damage, what happens? You don't hold aggro. You don't hold aggro. The rest of your team that's putting out damage gets attacked. That's why you have your elegy up. When you have your acoustic barrier up, you absorb, you'll dodge, and they'll miss. Now, even though they're not hitting you as much, your elegy is putting out a substantial amount of damage to them. Even if it's a ranged target. If it's within the 20-yard radius, it will get hit. No matter what. Okay? So, now I'm going to talk about the rubies. Talk about some of the spells. Later on, once the dungeon, I'll show you the dungeon, talk about that more. I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the more future spells you might want to get and some of the gear. Well, I'll talk about the rubies and then some of the gear that you might want to get. Again, correct me if I'm wrong and you feel some other ones are better. Please leave a comment and let everybody know. Keep hitting the wrong buttons. Now, we'll go with stats, I guess, for now, since I have it up. Stats is basically, you want to get strength as stats. Okay, the reason why is when you hear strength, when I first heard strength, I'm like, I'm not a melee attacker. Why do I want strength? But as you read it, it increases your physical attack damage, your offensive spells, basically. Increases effectiveness of your healing and offensive spells by 12.8%. Basically, it increases effectiveness, which probably more damage, and stuff like that. Now, luck, I believe, increases your crit chance. I'm not too sure about luck. I might need to research that a little bit, but I went with strength. Reason why? Because it increases the effectiveness of my offensive spells. Now, when I read offensive spells, I kind of feel that every spell that I have is going to be more effective, meaning more damage, or crit more. So, meaning most of my abilities, meaning elegy and dissonance, which is basically my main attacks, and sort of stuff like that. So I basically just went into strength as much as possible. Now with my rubies, I basically, I didn't have much gold, so I went with what I could. I went with expertise, just because it's something that would benefit me. When I look at a bunch of stuff, for example, when I look at my stats and I look at expertise, it basically says your enemies have a 14.7% chance to dodge your attacks. This is also affected by your enemy's agility. Damage from your magic attacks is decreased by 37.2%. This is also affected by your enemy's magical resistance. Your healing is decreased by 37.2% due to complexity. When I read this, it's like, why is this beneficial to me? It's all negative. Okay, but what I'm hoping is that the more I put into this, the less the numbers will get. For example, if I put more points into this, the enemies have a less, maybe it'll go down to 12%, 12.7% chance to dodge my attacks. And I don't know if this means your enemies have a 14% chance to, I have no idea. It just seems not beneficial. They might need to explain that more within this sentence, because it seems like it's totally negative. I probably shouldn't have gone with the ruby there. What I should have gone with was basically I shouldn't have added 1 into expertise. I should have added one of them within the acoustic barrier grid. One with frivolity, and then into bully. Okay, I only bought 3. Bully increases my strength, meaning it will probably increase my offensive spells even more. And I should have gone with 1 with silver lining, but the reason I went with 2 silver lining is because it will increase the effectiveness of my of the healing that I receive by 20%, and also increases my endurance by 10%, which will decrease the chance of me getting crit and hit pretty hard. So that's what I went for. If I had more gold, I would probably max out the strength right here and probably looked at this more, and I would have probably gone with another silver lining. And for this one, you could probably say second fiddle is a good one because you increase the damage you deal by 1%. But this is for DPS because it decreases your threat by 7%. You want threat. As a bard tank, you want threat. You want to be able to hold that threat, to hold the enemies wanted to attack you. So that is not a logical one for you to pick. You could say, oh, you do more damage. No, yes, you do more damage, but that's for DPS. You don't hold, you lose threat, which will basically take away less aggro that you hold. So that's basically it for right now. Now I'm going to show you the dungeon run. Okay, so here we go. Well, I'm going to show you guys the dungeon run in the second part. So please, if you enjoyed this so far, please like, comment, subscribe, and look out for the second part soon, whenever they upload it, which we'll be talking about certain things you should probably watch out within tanking as a bard that I've noticed. Again, go check out my channel. Right now I've been focusing on posting stuff on Allods, but if I get enough subs on my channel, I'll focus on doing more stuff like this, and more like how-tos on characters, how to do damage on bards, more interesting stuff. Now, so please favorite, like, subscribe, comment, whatever it is, but hit that like button. It helps TGN a lot, and subscribe for more. So yeah, watch out for the second part. I'll be doing the dungeon. And yeah. So watch out for that, and thank you for watching. And this has been Steve with TGN Allods. Bye.